When I was in middle school, I do remember counselors telling me, oh, high school, your grades actually matter. But I guess I never really believed them. Decided to look into it myself. I would read stories about people who came from situations that are similar to mine and had major impacts on the world. And I decided that that's what I want for myself and that's what I want for my future. So my mom, her name's Elizabeth, and she is unfortunately a drug addict. I've only really met her a couple times. She came up from California a couple years before she died. I think I was a sophomore. She was telling me about how much she loved me and how proud of me she was, and even though sometimes it didn't feel like I felt it. My dad, his name is Larry, and he unfortunately too is a drug addict. I guess a person I can go to for emotional support, even though he hasn't really been able to support me in any other way in my life. My parents did recognize that their situation wasn't what's best for me, and that in order for me to be successful and healthy, I needed to be raised by my grandparents. My grandma is actually 80 years old, and my grandpa should have retired years ago. He still continues to work because he knows that we wouldn't be able to get by without it. I've always been grateful to them for everything they've done for me, but I wish that I wasn't a burden on them. My grandparents, they've experienced life different ways than I do, so they don't necessarily see things through my eyes. So that's also been a challenge for us.
Rena Howard joined my class as a freshman recruit for speech and debate. In the first week, she chose to do a speech that's incredibly difficult and to write a 10-minute memorized oratory. I remember thinking that this girl is either special or crazy.
When I joined speech and debate, I kind of found a community of people who were as passionate about issues as I am. Freshman year, a story resurfaced about a Parkrose High School athletic student who came to our school for a basketball game and was met by terrible, disgusting racial slurs by one of the students from my school. And that kind of opened up the conversation about our mascot and its racist connotations from the Civil War and the Confederate flag. I immediately thought that there was no question in whether or not we would change the mascot because I don't want my school to be an unsafe environment for anyone.
We went through some real community tension, racial tension on campus. Our principal at the time, Principal Brent Belville, asked us to form a committee that would help him in conversations with the community around race and around mascots and around symbols. They didn't want to take very many freshmen, but I told Principal Belville that she would be an excellent representative for our school.
I was interviewed for the news and I had conversations about why I think that the change is the best thing for our school. And since then, we've become the Red Hawks, and our school has a ton of pride around our mascot. And it also serves as a symbol of progress and positivity that has been made in our community.
She has innate God-given leadership that comes out of knowing that if the world's gonna change, good people like Rena have to step up and do something about it. And we're in a lot better place right now, and I genuinely don't believe we would be here without Rena.
The school that I really, really want to go to more than anything is Stanford University, majoring in political science or legal studies or something of that sort, and then proceeding on to law school and getting my law degree.
College is gonna open up a whole new world. She's incredibly capable and gifted, and her work ethic and character are going to serve her no matter where she goes.
It's always important to remember that your experiences and your opinions are valid and that you have the power to change the world, and you can absolutely annihilate all of your challenges as long as you put your mind to it and you're truly passionate about what you're doing.